to a new vlog. So this is the garden update vlog and just some new bits, new planting, a new little greenhouse, and just an update for March. So I bought a magnolia tree for one side, the left side of the garden. This is the make, the Magnolia Solangia. It's like a very pale pink to white petal when it comes out, and it should flower in about May time, so that'll be exciting to see. It's got loads of buds on it at the moment, so it should come out this year, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then I bought a few little bulbs just for some pots that I had. So I've got a fritilla here, and then once these bulbs are flowered, I'm going to then plant them in the garden under the trees, just so that they naturalise and double. And then I bought a mascari. So this is a very, very, very pale blue, like an icy blue-white kind of colour. And I've popped it in this just tiny little terracotta pot at the moment. So you'll see an update of those later in the video to see what they look like. This is the magnolia planted. So as you see, I planted it on the left hand side. There's two existing trees in the garden when I came to buy it. So this one is just a little bit more towards the house. So it's on a it's on a west facing side, so that it doesn't get the frost in the mornings. And then I've just added in the obelisks just into the raised bed at the moment, just to keep the cat off them at the moment, because I've got bulbs in there. And then I decided to start on this side of the garden, which is the right hand side of the garden. So I've been tackling that over the last few weeks. And I've planted a few bits in there, in particular a buddleia, which you can just about see there. But again, you'll see an update of it in the video coming up. So there you can see the buddleia. So I've planted that. All of these new plants have been bare root plants, so they need to be planted in early spring, just so that they can get a good root ball ready for growing and flowering later in the spring and summer. These are an update of the seeds that I sowed in January with you. So we've got some sweet peas, some stock, and some Ami Major. So they've come on really well. They've been inside at the moment, but they will go in the little greenhouse soon. And then this is another update of the buddleia. So it has grown a bit, not huge amounts, but it has got really strong leaves on it at the moment. And I have noticed that it has actually grown, so I know that it's doing okay there. And then I bought this philodendrus, I think it's called. So this is a white one, and this will grow quite big, so it'll cover quite a big space. And then I planted two apple trees. So this is Apple Tree Discovery. So these are about 4 foot, and I also staked them so that they're protected against the wind. And then this was a spirea, a white spirea. So as you can see, that's got some green leaves on it and green shoots, so that's coming on well. So this is this part of the garden. So that's the buddleia again. The buddleia is purple, so that'll be nice when that comes out. I've kind of done like a white and purple border here, not intentionally. This is the philodendrus, which is white. This is the Apple Tree Discovery, as I just mentioned. That's got some shoots coming out of it. This is white with very pale pink in it. Then we've got the spirea, which is white. So that'll be nice. That's not such a big shrub, but that'll be quite nice. And then I've got the other apple tree, which is this one there, which is John Gold. So this has got quite a few little buddy bits on it, so hopefully that will grow really well. And again, I've staked these trees. This is an update of the fritilla. As you can see, that's grown really well in the pot. I've also got the little snowdrop there, some hyacinths, and also the muscari, which are coming up really well at the moment. And then I've got these, I can't think what they're called, but I had these in a different pot, so I've potted those on. So those are my bulbs, and this is the rest of those plants. I can't think of the name of them off the top of my head. And then these are my alliums, which as you can see they're coming on really well. So I planted these with you last time. This is the skimmia, which again is coming up really well. There's some new little flowers on there. These are the alliums in the raised bed. And then we've also got some camassia coming up and some woodland anemones. So everything's growing really well at the moment. Obviously they're all quite small because it is very early spring, but they're doing well. This is the magnolia again. The buds have fattened a little bit, so that is quite happy in that space. This was in the afternoon, so it gets sun in the afternoon, so that's quite nice. And then I've also planted a remus, I think that's what it's called, and a peony. So the peony is a nice pink peony, and the remus is white. And then we've got some tulips coming up in this pot, which will be the windowsill pot for the kitchen on the outside. And then just another shot of the buddleia, because that seems to be going really strong at the moment. Another little update of the philodendrus. This has got some extra leaves on it, and this is going really strong. They seem to have sort of grown a little bit more now it's sunny. And then you'll be able to see some lovely little shoots coming out of my apple tree discovery. So I've got a lovely little shoot there, and then there's another one down a little bit. It's just coming into view. There we go, that one. Oh, and there's Angel. She loves sitting in the garden at the moment, and she's really happy in her new house. She's got on really well. She's lost a little bit of weight, which has been good. So she's had more to do in this house. And then these are the plants, these are the seeds, should I say, that I've planted in February. So these were my next batch. So we've got some Ami, some Dianthus. These are quite unusual. Some Achillea. So some of these are perennial and some of these are annuals. And then we've got some antirrhinums, which I did grow last year, so I know that these are good ones. We've got some cosmos and some scabiosa. So these are the ones I've planted in February. And then I've also finished weeding this end bit of the garden on the left hand side. This is a woodland geum which was already there, so I'm going to keep that. And then I've just cut down a few branches of this tree so that I can get in and out of the shed a little bit easier because it was blocking the way. But all this has been weeded, as you can see, a nice weeded bit ready for the next stage. Lots of grass still that I need to tackle, and I've got some raised beds coming. And then I also planted a honeysuckle. So this is on the right hand side. This will climb over the wall because I want to add a little bit more sort of privacy. And then I bought a mini greenhouse, which was obviously a flat pack, which I've had to build. So it comes pre-treated, but it was in like a funny grey cream colour, which was a bit odd. So this is just temporary, this greenhouse, until I get my proper big one. But that might not be until, well, that won't be until next year. So I've got this one for the time being, just to put my seeds in the spring, so they're not taking up all of my windowsills. So this took me about an hour, I would say. So it wasn't too bad. It's got 3 shelves and then like an opening at the top, as you can see here. It was a little bit tricky to put up the doors because the hinges didn't fit where they should have fitted, so I've had to put them on the outside. But apart from that, I was pleased with it. So as you can see, it's like this grey creamy colour, which I wasn't keen on. So I decided to paint it in a cupronal, like a fence paint, because I'm going to be painting my fences soon. So I had a little tester pot, so I thought I'd use that for this greenhouse. So I got that in the cupronal garden shades and in the shade Willow, which was like a sort of a olivey green colour. But then I think because it was on top of this grey cream colour, it turned out a little bit more green than I would have liked. But it did dry a little bit darker, and I think obviously it will weather anyway and fade, so that's okay. But I decided to paint it. I tried to paint as much of it as I could just so that it was protected. Yep. So I painted this. It took ages to paint because it was really, really fiddly. I think I did it for about an hour and a half one day, and then I had to pick it up again another day. So this is how it's looking now. So I've popped a couple of trays of seeds in there at the moment. So once they've gotten started, I'll put them out in the greenhouse. That should protect them from frost. I can also insulate it a little bit more with some cardboard or bubble wrap if I need to. Yeah, but I was really happy with that. It's just in the corner of the patio at the moment, but I will move it down the garden further. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Click that bell. And I'll see you next week for next week's video.